What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Powerhouse Mentality Podcast. I'm your host. I am Caitlin Kenneth Smith. And if you've listened to this podcast before, you already know that when the bearded gorilla, Shaun, comes back on, there's absolutely no fucking agenda. We just start talking about supplement industry and see where it goes. And somehow we always end up covering a lot of everything. This time, we're talking about how far this industry has come from proprietary blends and shady brands to a consumer who now expects transparency. We get into what actually makes a great supplement beyond the formula, why flavor matters but is still completely subjective, who's absolutely crushing collaborations right now, the nostalgia takeover, and why some of the biggest headlines in the industry fall apart the second you actually do your research. We also catch up on Shaun's bodybuilding season, his jump from classic into open, what he's building next, and both of our growth as creators in the space. But I think the bigger conversation underneath all of this is where the industry is going and the role that brands, media, and consumers all play in making it better, because there's enough room for great brands to win. There's enough room for great creators to win. And if we actually give a shit about this industry, the goal shouldn't be protecting our little corner of it. It should be raising the standard. So, Shaun, the bearded gorilla, is back. Let's get into it. Wow, that's a great way to start.
Ooh, that is the perfect way to start.
That is a crispy crack. We got the Form Energy Watermelon Wrath. I was craving watermelon, and it was staring at me, so I chose it.
How is that one?
It's really good. It's kind of like a Jolly Rancher with a hint of sourness to it. And I really like how I feel with the combo of the tyrosine, the choline, and the neurofactor in this. I just feel good.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of choline in general. Pretty much everybody knows I am all in on Cognizant Citicoline. I talk to them pretty much daily at this point. But they're, in my opinion, them and Estrogen, probably the two best manufacturers around. And not just the ingredient, what you get from their ingredients. Obviously, Estrogen has more than just one ingredient. Cognizant is just citicoline. However, the people actually believe in the brand.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, the people, because who makes Estrogen? It's New Live Science. So they're doing like Synactive, Estrogen, and they always comment on all of my reels, even like my workout videos, and they're like, keep killing it. Like, they're just good people,
They're very good people, and they know their stuff. And, I say Estrogen because that's what most people know ingredient wise. But, like you said, Synactive and stuff like that. But, a lot of people, we're going to dive right into this, I guess. A lot of people, they see black pepper extract or whatever on their ingredient profile. They don't really know what it does. But Estrogen isn't just black pepper extract. And honestly, it's funny we kind of started this off because if you go to New Live Science's Instagram page, they actually broke it down better than anybody else could have, of how the difference between just black pepper or Estrogen. So I'm a big fan of Simpson Labs. Same thing, right? Like I'm a big believer and a big supporter of owners of companies who are all in.
Yep, and he all in.
All in. And early in the industry, when I first started this, in the early 2010s, back when like supplementreviews.com was actually, relevant, it wasn't that way. You had a lot of brand owners, stealing money from company, coffers, doing, shady deals behind closed doors. And I'm very happy to see that the industry isn't that way anymore.
Yeah, the industry has definitely come a long way. I can totally understand that, because when I first started getting into it around that time, it was like, wow, I don't know who to trust. And you kind of hear like everything shady. Nothing was third party tested. Transparency was the rarest thing. And now it's the complete opposite. Consumers are really craving transparency and trust more than anything. And people won't buy from a brand unless they feel like they can trust the people behind the brand. So brands who have, their founders, their CEOs, the people at the top who are well liked by the community, they do much better. People love Ghost because they love Dan and Ryan.
Yeah.
They love the story. People love First Form because they love Andy. They love Sal. People love Muscle Sport because they love Jason and Kate.
Love Jason and Kate, yeah. I was with a company, AI Sports Nutrition, and I think we've talked about this before. Worked with them for years, and Jeff Swick, he was the formulator, and he wasn't the owner, but he basically ran the entire company.
Yeah.
They eventually went under because the owner was embezzling money. And it's just like, again, how can you trust a company that the owner is doing that, right? Another good thing I do like to see is way less of proprietary blends. And I know we talk about, this, us as media talk about this a lot. And, me and you have talked about this off camera a lot, but it's very hard to trust a company that the majority of their ingredients are proprietary blends. I will say, however, there are some situations, very rarely, where it's the least of my worries.
And that was actually a follow-up I had as we're on this topic is, where do you see that a proprietary blend actually makes sense? Because there are some brands that still do it. And to me, I can't see it. I can't see the reason, but I'd love to hear your thoughts.
It's really hard to say. There's if you go to my page, there's a company called Calm Peak, and he does a lot of like edibles and not THC, but Delta 9, Delta 10 type stuff. And if you've ever been to a relatively decently sized bodybuilding show, whether it's a pro show or a national level show, he's pretty much at every single one of them. He's actually coming out with his own line, and he's got a couple things that are proprietary blends in there, but it's not like the main drivers of the formula. And that's where I'm like, okay, it's less of a, not saying it's not an issue, but it's less of a problem in my opinion. I don't want to see, the caffeine source as a proprietary blend. I don't want to see, the theanine or citrulline or, any of the main ingredients. But if you have something like S7 in there, I don't really...
Right. S7 being a proprietary blend in itself,
Exactly, So that's, like I said, it's very few and far between that I am going to skim over that. I do still would like to personally know, hey, what's this out of the other? Because at this point, a proprietary
it's like, why not
blend,
at this point?
Originally, people were using proprietary blends. Like, I don't want nobody to steal my secret pre-workout.
Everything's been done, my friend. No one's stealing your shit.
Everything's been done. And that's the thing. Like, there are some new ways to put together a pre-workout. There's not many, but I do like to see. I like to sweat when I'm sitting here in a hoodie, right? I like to sweat when I'm working out. But I do like a pre-workout that's going to make me sweat. So if a company's going to throw some, Pro GBB in there or some Capsiatra or Mitoburn, stuff like that, obviously I would like to know how much is in there.
Oh, yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, there's only so many ways you can put together a pre-workout. There's only so many ways you could put together, a hydration formula. Protein is protein. If I see a protein with a proprietary blend on it in 2026, I'm going to call them out, and I'm never going to fucking, it's very hard to get behind a company that thinks they're holding all the secrets. You're not a gatekeeper to the secrets. Everybody in this industry pretty much knows everybody. All of us media pretty much know each other, right? So it's like, okay, we're going to call you out as a whole. And I'm not trying to ruin your company, but nobody's going to support it if it's BS.
Truly. And at the end of the day, let's be honest. Like, yes, all companies are in a competition with each other at the end of the day. But as a whole, we all want the supplement industry to be a better place, right? Yeah. And we want innovation to drive the industry forward. So if you have some incredible, innovative thing and you're afraid of other people seeing it, that's very selfish of you, because let's be real, it's not that great that it's going to drive your sales up so much that the entire industry is going to have to take a backseat because of it.
Well, if Ghost isn't doing it,
Right.
and you know, Ghost is a multi-billion-dollar with a B company. If Ghost isn't hiding their formulas, why should anybody else?
Yeah, and Ghost was one of the people, or one of the companies that first was like, I remember their first thing they formulated, they originally formulated with a proprietary blend, but they didn't follow through with it. And they said, you know what? No, let's be the first to do everything transparent. And now literally, if it's not transparent, we question it.
Yep. I had to
so
fix
they made
my
the industry
lighting.
better by showing it.
This is better lighting than it was. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I can see your face now. Look at that.
Hey, I'm here. I'm alive. Yeah, I just realized it was super dark because I turned my computer back off. But
I truly didn't realize how dark it was until you put the light on. I was like, oh wow.
And now it looks like, instead of having a potato phone, now it looks like I have an iPhone, whatever it is. But yeah, that was just a little side note. But yeah, you're right. You know, it's like I said, it's at the end of the day, and it's the same thing when I tell other media people like us, right? There's enough space. There's enough people. There's enough space. We can all win together. We don't have to try and, you know, same thing with personal trainers. Mm-hmm. There's enough people in the world that need personal trainers. You can support your homies.
Correct.
You know, and it's the same thing in the supplement world. There's enough people buying supplements that, sorry, your formula isn't that special. Your branding is going to drive people to you more than your super secret, you know, MJ sauce from Space Jam. Like, come on, really?
Facts. So. And the reality is that when it comes to if we want to use the analogy of a personal trainer, if I'm a good trainer for one person, I might not be a good trainer for the other person, because we might, you know, not get along. We might have different philosophies. Same thing goes with media. Some people just enjoy watching somebody else's content versus somebody else because they feel like they relate more to that person. They like their angle, whatever it might be. Same thing with supplements. I might like a particular brand because I like the products. I like how the ingredients make me feel, versus another really great brand that maybe I just don't like the formulas as much, but that doesn't mean that it's not a great brand for somebody else.
Right. And it's the same thing with flavor, right? Flavor is the most subjective thing on the planet. And I rarely, I will do it, especially if something is like, holy crap, this is good. Centurion Labs, right? They have a couple products that taste really good. Their God of Fire is like their pre-workout with some GBB in it to make you sweat. So, you know, I like throwing that in. But like, their flavoring is good. Jason from Muscle Sport. Name one person that can nail a flavor on their protein better than he can.
I simply cannot. King of protein.
Exactly. You know, and so while flavor is subjective, you know, well, I said this before. I'm not a big fan of Dubai chocolate, and I'm not a big fan of pina colada. However, the flavor is there. It tastes exactly like you would expect it to. I personally, it's just not my thing, right? Yep. The 3D, right? Your cucumber, right?
Yeah,
it tastes exactly like cucumber melon. It tastes exactly like you would expect it to. It's not something I'm going to pick up every day personally. Mm-hmm. But if I was to imagine what a cucumber melon would taste like, it can't get any closer. You know,
exactly.
Christian Guzman absolutely nailed that one.
So important to talk about, because people, you know, I can't stand when reviewers just talk about flavor, because the flavor is just a piece of the experience. While it is an important piece, because there are other reviewers who say flavor doesn't matter at all. Well, yes, it does, because nobody's going to take the really good formula if it's not tasty. That's the reality. Some people will, but most people won't. So it's part of the experience. Is the formula, is the flavor, is the branding. Do I trust the company? Do I feel like I'm part of it? But when it comes to flavor, and me and Rob actually spoke about this when I had him on the podcast, it's like, I might not like what you like, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad flavor. It means that I just don't like that flavoring. That's just who
Right.
I am, because taste is subjective. So if somebody's coming at me in the comments saying like, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever tried, well, maybe to your palate, but you cannot deny that it tastes exactly like what it's supposed to taste like.
Yeah.
Like when somebody, shit on me, oh, go 7-Up tastes like shit. No, it tastes like 7-Up. So if you don't like 7-Up, then it tastes like
You're
shit.
not going to like it. I personally think it tastes better than 7-Up.
Me too. It tastes identical probably to the regular 7-Up. I don't know. I've never had a regular 7-Up, or it's been probably decades since I have. But
well, I'm calling you out on camera. I want you to do a review side by side.
With a 7-Up? Oh man, gonna have to save some carbs for that. But I do have, that note,
you can get a zero. I have 0 calorie 7-Up upstairs.
Yeah, I had 0 calorie 7-Up. I compared it. It tastes better.
Oh, did
0
you?
calorie. Yeah. So the regular. So the
I
Ghost
thought you
7-Up.
said you had no 7-Up.
No. Go regular. So the Ghost 7-Up tastes tastes better than the 0 7-Up, because the Ghost has a better flavor. Now, talking about things that taste good, we got ABE's new
Sour Patch
pre-workout
Kids.
In the Sour Patch Kids. We got watermelon, we got red berry. I'm doing a review on these today, and I bought some Sour Patch Kids to compare them to.
Yep.
So that's one thing about flavor matters, because Sour Patch Kids is returning to the supplement space, and people want to make sure it's making a return in the way that it should.
Yeah. And because everybody was sad when they left, them and Ghost split, right? But that's the thing about Applied Nutrition, and ABE, is, once again, their flavors are going to nail it, especially because now they have a little bit better backing than they have in the past. I love Nick, super good dude, so I'm very happy to see that they are, making waves and making progress over there. Yeah. But, back to the Ghost 7-Up thing, right? Like, I've never in my life again will ever drink another full sugar soda.
Oh yeah, same. Like there is no purpose to it. Like what the hell? Why?
I can go grab a Diet Dr. Pepper or a Dr. Most people don't know the difference between a diet soda or a 0 sugar soda.
Enlighten the people.
The flavoring is just going to be different. Mm-hmm. Obviously you're going to have your stevia, which a lot of people are, oh my God, it's got fake, whatever. It doesn't matter. Diet's still going to be diet. Diet sodas are going to taste a little closer to the original flavoring, and the 0 sugar sodas are going to be a little more stevia heavy. That's basically
stevia, or is it sucralose?
Sucralose, excuse me.
Yeah,
that's sucralose. Yeah.
What is actually the difference?
Yeah, at the end of the day, there's really no difference. It's besides I
prefer 0. That's what I know.
I do prefer 0. But either way, at the end of the day, whether you grab a diet soda or a 0 sugar, there's really no need to grab a full sugar soda. Even if you're not in the health industry, there's really no need.
Yeah, except there are scary things on social media that people have sent me where it's like,
oh yeah,
real sugar soda is better for you than diet soda, and I'm like, if somebody is saying that, one, they're trying to sell you something. Probably they're just trying to get a reaction out of you, realistically.
Herbalife.
Because look at the comments, look at the likes, look at all the shit that they got from it. They got clout. But at the end of the day, if they actually believe that, they truly are stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
They don't understand how the human body works.
No, they are absolutely stupid. I mean, if in 2026, if you believe everything you read on the internet, you're an idiot.
Yes. That's why it's so important to read past the headlines and actually do your own research. And actually, I was just putting together a video before we hopped on regarding the lawsuit against Rise. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
So that is a moment.
It's such bullshit.
Exactly. Yeah. That is the importance of reading past headlines, because apparently, if you look back, this is like the 5th year that this same exact person has pushed a protein lawsuit against a different brand. So last time it was Raw, and of course Raw is Informed Sport certified, so they have third-party testing and all of the results to back it up. But where he fucked up is he said that he tested the Rise Clear protein in the chocolate flavor. There's no chocolate clear protein.
There's no chocolate. He also owns his own supplement company, or he's part owner, so there's a big conflict of interest there.
Yeah. So I'm going to put
But
together a video on that because I think it's
yeah,
so important that people need to read past the headlines because you see that headline, most
yeah.
people don't read the article. They just see, oh, Rise lied. Guess I'm not buying Rise
Well,
anymore. It's like,
when I saw that, what was it, early last week? I saw it was posted, and I was like, "Whoa,
yeah.
what the f did I miss?" So I go start doing my research, and literally less than a minute into it, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like,
Bullshit.
next. I'm going on to something else. Like it
Mm-hmm.
literally didn't take long at all to realize, like, okay, this is full of shit. It's just some dude trying to get attention. Some, it was stupid. So, but once again, that goes back to this industry's big enough. You're not special, dude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
So
let's talk about, it's been a hot minute since we've been on a podcast. What have
I
you been up to, my
know.
friend? Share with the
Oh,
people.
it has been. Let's see. When was the last time we were on a podcast together?
Man, it was before
Was
you
it?
started prep. It was like the week
Well,
before you started prep, I believe, before you went on the cruise.
was no, we did one together. Well, it was just us, but we did the one with Robic and them
Right.
um, while I was on the cruise.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember. I'm
Was
so
that like
old now at this
April?
point.
Yeah, I'm old
Well,
too.
what different March? It was end of March because we were on. Was it April? Shit, I don't remember. Anyways, it's been a lot. Yeah. So I did my full prep. About 6 7 weeks from the show. Um, well, honestly, I mean, if you know me at all, I stay pretty conditioned year
Yeah.
round. I keep a Christmas tree year round because I know that my max weight for classic at 6 foot is 217. So we're 6 7 weeks out, whatever it was, and I did my check in, and I was 229 and change, inside out. Literally, I could have stepped on stage the exact same day, and you wouldn't have known I was 7 weeks out.
Yeah.
Um, so John, for everybody listening, John Jewett is my coach. So he calls me, and we have a conversation. I bring my wife into the conversation because bodybuilding is a team sport. No matter
Mm.
what anybody says, it is a team sport. If you think you can do it solo, good luck.
Yep.
Um, and the same thing with CrossFit or any other sport.
Oh
It's
yeah, I'd
very
be
hard to
nothing
do
without my
something.
team, nothing
Yeah,
without them. Like
yeah.
I'd just be
So
suffering by myself for no reason.
yeah, it's pointless to do it by yourself. If you think you can, sure, go ahead. But anyways, yeah. So we all had a conversation. He's like, "Look, man, like we can pull you down to 217. In reality, I would have had to be 212 in the morning
Mm.
to weigh in at 217 at 5 o'clock at night. And that's almost, that's what, 18, 19 pounds,
That's
17
a lot of
pounds.
weight.
And once again, I was already super shredded. So we had a long conversation. It was like, why don't we just go ahead and switch to open from classic? That way you don't have a weight class, and we can pretty much just feed you into the show. And I'm like, all right, cool. For those who don't know, I do generally eat around 8,500 calories in the off season, and the lowest we got in this prep was around 6,800. Yeah, yeah. So
Eating is
I,
literally Shaun's job.
it is literally my job. I am a full time competitive bodybuilder. For the new people listening, I wake up at 2:45 in the morning. I go to bed around 8:30, 8:45 at night. Although football comes back tonight, so I'll probably stay up a little later. But yeah,
Hey,
seriously. So I'm excited for that. But
I'm excited too. Best time of year.
it is my favorite time of year. Side note, did you? I don't know if I showed you my hype chains.
Oh, sick.
I printed a bunch of them. This one isn't for me. Obviously, I'm from Georgia, so I love UGA. But I got some that I got to send out. So I got my Vikings and my Titans and all that stuff upstairs. But anyway, so side tracks. Yeah. So we talked with John, and he was like, "Hey, look, let's do the open. It's obviously your call if you want to lose. I was going to have to lose muscle tissue at this point.
Yeah.
Um, I'll be 40 in December. You know how hard it is to put muscle tissue on. I don't care how much enhancements you have. At almost 40, it's not easy to put muscle tissue on.
Yeah. Losing muscle tissue is never something that you want to do.
not as a bodybuilder. You know what I'm
No.
saying? So,
Not even as a human, like that's longevity you're sacrificing at that point, even though you have like
right.
a fuck ton of muscle anyway. But, you know, especially
Yeah,
when you're
but
in that situation, you'd rather just up the class than
yeah.
fucking lose muscle.
And honestly, at that point, I felt like I had won. Because as a bodybuilder, that's what you're always chasing anyways, is the next level, the next weight class, the next
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, I'm too
For
big for this weight class? Oh, yeah.
Yes. But yeah, so I had been holding myself back for the last few years because the last 3 years in a row, I was checking in at 216.9.
Mm-hmm.
That's 217. So I was like, all right, cool, so let's do it. So I ended up saying, okay, let's go ahead and do it. I weighed in at 239 and change. And I
Sheesh.
stepped on stage at 240, almost 241. I was just under 241 before I hit the stage.
That's wild.
And you
Because,
saw
like,
the
if you look at the
pictures.
photos, you're not like, he's 240. You know, like, you look
Yeah.
shredded up
I
there.
was inside out, and if I'll send you some pictures if you want to
Yeah.
overlay them on this for like the clips. Um, Nasty Christmas tree. I was easily the most conditioned dude on stage. I was one of the bigger guys on stage, as you can see. Um, let me see, actually,
I
see
remember
if you.
the day of your show, I like showed Sean, I showed Stone the photos, and I was like, "Whoa, look at Sean's ass! It's like shredded." And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Sorry."
Yeah, so right there,
Yeah.
big as a house. I was easily one of the bigger dudes on stage, which coming, for me, I was, and when I was in the Navy, when I joined the Navy, I was 120, 130 pounds, and I'm stepping on stage inside out at, 240. So in my head, I'm like, I fucking won. I
Yeah.
don't even care, whatever, right? So long story short, how they do it at nationals, they send everybody out together. They send a line of people out. You pose, then you come back on stage and you do an individual 30-second, not posing routine, just, hey, show me your best couple poses you can do in
Hmm.
30 seconds. And then they pull everybody out and do comparisons. Well, I'm not saying I got screwed. I'm not looking at it that way because I really truly feel like the dude that won deserved to win.
Hmm.
I came out, the guy to my right took first place, and the guy to my left took second place.
Interesting.
So, so from a judge's point of view, they are, you know, I will say, side note, they did combine heavyweight and super heavy. And at 240, I'm the super heavy. So I'm a bigger guy. But when you're standing next to somebody who's 5'8", this wide, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying I got screwed by any means. I truly feel like even if it didn't shake out this way, the guys would have won who won. But yeah, so I ended up winning the second call out. So there was 6 in the first call out, and then there was like 8 or so in the second call out, and then there was another call out past that. So I ended up taking seventh out of 20 people or whatever there was on there. I'm very happy. I wouldn't have been happy with second place. I'm happier with taking seventh. The only way I would have been happier is if I would have won the overall. And
Right.
that wasn't going to happen because the dude that won was insane. But like I said, when they pulled this out, the judges see the dude who's basically going to win and the guy that ended up taking second. And then, this is my first open class show, just switching from classic. I still got a super small waist, giant lats, big legs, and I'm super shredded. But when you compare that to a dude that's, like I said, way under 5'10", I don't know, he's probably 5'7", 5'8". He might have been shorter than that. I don't know. Um, he deserved to win. So
Yeah.
as soon as I come off stage, my mom calls and she's like, I'm so sorry. And before she got that out of her mouth, I was like, stop. Seriously, I could not be happier because I stepped on stage over 240 pounds, shredded to the bone, eating 7,500 calories every day, the last couple of weeks, just basically doing whatever the fuck I wanted. No cardio. I literally just showed up to the show, shredded, and went home. So I'm glad I didn't get second through fifth. And this is kind of selfish. So the top 5 in each class are the ones who got to do the routine. So everybody comes back at night. You go around, hey, you do a pose, then you go off stage. And then they do the routines. I didn't want to stay there another hour and a half, 2 hours just for second to fifth place.
Yeah.
I know I didn't win. I want to go home. I want to go fucking eat.
Yep.
So, like I said, I truly, in my heart, could not be happier whether I took sixth, fifth, all the way to second. I would only be happy with winning, and there was no way I was beating the dude that won.
Yeah, I mean
No way
that's such a great way to
whatsoever.
look at it too, because it was
Yeah.
the first time in this class. So like for me,
Yep.
last September I competed in a competition and it was my first time on the next level, and
Yeah.
I didn't place the way that I wanted to, but at the end of the day I was happy that I placed in that division rather than go to a lower division and just fucking win, because
Right.
what's the point of that? It's not challenging, it's not pushing you to
No.
your limits. It's just
Right.
here you go.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I'm undefeated in Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
So, in classic, I've missed first place the last couple of years by 1, maybe 2 points. But being able to go up to a new weight class, honestly, truly being the definition of growing into a show, because I was still more conditioned when I stepped on stage than I was at 229. But because I was full, I had plenty of water, I wasn't dehydrated, I didn't lose a bunch of muscle, I didn't look stringy. My face looks like it does right now. I wasn't, sunken in. So like I said, it was the best package I've ever brought to stage. And that's all you can't control who shows up. And this is what I tell my clients. I
Mhm.
can promise you'll look the best you've ever looked. That's it.
Yeah, that's all you can promise, because you can't control how somebody else shows up.
No.
You don't know what the judges are looking for really, because everybody's different and you don't understand who's going to be there. So all you can
Yeah.
do is focus on the input that you're doing every single day leading up to that show and giving your best.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, that was I still, it's on my computer screen, it's on the screen on my phone. And and honestly, I've done I've lost count of how many shows I've done, more than 15 at this point, maybe 20 or more. That
Mhm.
might have been and out of even over all of my overall trophies and all my trophies and state titles and all this other stuff, this show that I just did might be the most fun show I've ever done in my entire life.
That's amazing. So what do
It
you
was it was a blast.
like a little over a month off of that? Like 6 weeks almost?
This will be 6 weeks. Yep, Saturday will be 6 weeks. But yeah, so it gets better, right? So, um, a couple people backstage were like, "Bro, I thought you should have, been a little bit higher." I don't care. Leave me alone. Let me
Yeah.
go. It's July. It's July 4th, right? So, me and Rebecca ended up going and getting food, and I will never drive through New Jersey uh, ever again because the
Yeah,
traffic
don't
was
ever do
horrible
that.
in the
It's the
city.
worst thing ever.
It took us over an hour plus to go like 2 miles. The, Me and my wife never argue, and we never really fight. We fought on this because I was hungry and I was pissed off because I couldn't get to the restaurant we were supposed to go to. So I'm in traffic. She gets out of the car. We call and order food. She gets out of the car, walks to the restaurant, gets the food, and walks back before I even move.
That's hysterical. Now, yeah, that's
Yeah,
New Jersey. My brother and his wife live in New Jersey, and they came down to visit us at the beginning of July, I believe, probably around the same time you were competing. And
yeah.
they were like astounded. They'd be like, "Oh, we're going somewhere that's like 20 miles away." And I'm like, "Yeah, it'll be like 20 minutes. Like,
It'll be like 18 minutes.
yeah,
We'll be there before you know it.
we'll be there before you move
Um,
1 mile in Jersey. It's fine."
right? So, but yeah, so we ended up, you got to think now it's July 4th, basically in New York City on America's 250th birthday.
Yeah,
So we
yeah,
ate our chicken sandwiches and watched one of the coolest fireworks displays because, we were on the river. So
yeah.
you could see, up and down the river, all the different cities just shooting off their fireworks. It was July 4th, 250th anniversary in New York City. It was everything I wanted it to be. So,
That's
yeah.
awesome,
So the
man.
next morning we got up, and I'll shorten this part. So we got up, and for those that don't know, we have a big United States map on our wall upstairs, And every time we go to a new state, we take a picture and you send it to the company. The picture, you upload it to their website, and they'll cut out the state shape and send you that to put on the wall.
Oh, that's
It's
super
super cool.
cool. I like that.
Super cool. Anyway, so we drove Jersey all the way up to Maine, all the states, stopped, took pictures, and, just, hey, let's just go here. We stopped at this place called Mystic Falls, Rhode Island, or no, was it Rhode Island? Yeah, Mystic Falls, Rhode Island.
Hmm.
Then we went to Salem, Massachusetts,
That place cool.
and all these other places. Yeah, it was super cool. And it was like, we had no direction. We just were driving. So
Yeah.
we get up to Maine. I've never had a true Maine lobster roll. It was phenomenal. It was $35 for a little hamburger bun, but it was good. I realized that I might have a little bit of money, but I don't have enough money to live in Maine because, Lord,
I couldn't
it's
imagine. Yeah,
expensive
I
up
feel like the
there. Yeah.
higher you go up the Northeast, the more the more you
like
flinch at
30
the
something
prices.
dollars just for a little hamburger bun with some lobster on it was insane.
Yeah.
It was good. Anyway, so we drove back down to New Hampshire, just picked a random hotel for the night, and then drove over to Vermont the next morning, back down to Long Island, and hung out with Jason and Kate for the rest of the afternoon, did a photo shoot. Me and Jason worked out. I smoked him on back day. But as most people probably saw, we were having fun and posing and doing all that shit.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
then we went to.
how was the Muscle Sport HQ? Have you ever been there before?
No, that was the first time I've been there, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I'm jealous. I wish all warehouses or HQs were that way. They have the front, which where everybody works, then they have the warehouse, and they have their own gym.
Yeah.
So, you can work your ass off all day. Hey, I'm going to go work out. You have like a little break room. There's whatever you want that Muscle Sport produces. It's in the break room. Even the new shit that we can't talk about, it's in the break room. I got a little sneak peek behind the scenes of some stuff that's coming out, and
I saw that.
Ooh,
Yeah, I mean,
Jason's nailing it.
Let's be real. Like we were talking about earlier, flavor is subjective, but nobody does flavors better than Jason. Nobody does flavors better than Muscle Sport. And not only do they do flavors the best, they fucking care. Like, they have such passion behind what they're doing, and they're always trying to level up. They're always trying to be better. And people have asked me in the past, like, have you ever had a bad flavor from Muscle Sport? And I say, well, no, because Jason wouldn't put out a flavor that he wasn't 100% happy with. And he hasn't. He's spoken to me about that.
He's put out flavors that everybody was happy with, but he feels like could have been better. Only because, and the only reason he did put it out was because there was no way to make it closer with staying in the parameters that he wants to stay in.
Correct. Yeah, because he could make things ridiculously tasty,
super sugary.
Exactly, but he wants to make sure that they actually align with their mission, with their core values, with the fact that they are a fitness company, right?
Yep. He's got some cream of rice coming out that is, I can't say any more than that, but oh my God.
All I know is that I was completely shocked by the Patriot Cake cream of rice. It has freeze-dried strawberries, blueberries, and then vanilla chips. It's just really fucking good. I mean, that's like,
I tell you what,
basic cream of rice that I love.
Name, and obviously you're not going to be able to, name a better company that does clear way better.
I can't. First Form is definitely the closest, but
the apple is pretty good.
Yeah,
but it gets frothy. It gets a little foamy. The three flavors, the orange, the pineapple one, and the Patriot Pop.
Mm-hmm.
I literally every single day. So my next meal, as soon as we get off here, I'm going to go eat my next meal, and I normally have 40 weighted grams of protein with this next meal. Mm-hmm. I take 25 grams and use whatever other protein I want, and I take 15 grams every other day, no matter what. I take 15 grams of one of the clear ways, put water in it, freeze it for 15, 20 minutes, so it's slushified, because I like my slushie.
You like your slushie.
I am such a child. But yeah, so I freeze it for just a little bit, and it's the last thing I have at the end of this meal because it is so
Mm.
good. It might foam up a little bit, but that's my fault because I don't put a lot of water in it because I like to put ice in it. But it foams up just a little bit, but also use a milk frother to stir it. That's on me, right?
Yeah, I mean,
But
like
let
it's
it
really
sit for
hard to
five
not get
minutes.
clear to foam up at
Yeah,
all. But what they do really
yeah,
well is like, and they showed a visual on their social media, is how fast that foaming goes down. Even when I was doing my review, because I reviewed the orange one,
yeah,
and before I reviewed like the first form one, which again, definitely really good, just it stays foamy too long. So like when I opened
yeah,
the thing, it like popped at me. However, with the muscle sport, I remember I was like trying to create like conversation in the video to create more time as it went down. I was like, oh, it's already down. Like I can already get
yeah.
it,
Oh,
you
I
know?
can go ahead and drink it. Yeah. But yeah, so we spent the afternoon with them. Then we went to this diner, hole in the wall diner restaurant that had probably the best food. And this isn't like post, I like my food, but this isn't post show food talking. It was genuinely ridiculously good. The portions were huge. And anyway, so flew home the next day, and then yeah, back to normal off season. I know I need to be bigger. I probably I was 240 and almost 241. I probably need to be 260 on stage to dominate. So the goal is to get to 300.
Damn. So how much you eating right now? Right now, 8,500, or are you starting to
So
creep
we're still
up?
in the health phase. We're still in the health phase.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still sitting around 7,500 or so. Was 7,589. So right at 7,600. But once again, that's just a health phase that actually ends this weekend. We did a
Mm-hmm.
6 week. For those who don't know, obviously, yes, I have no issue talking about PED usage when you utilize a doctor correctly, when you
Mm-hmm.
utilize a health phase correctly. I'm on TRT dose right now, very, very low. My blood work is absolutely phenomenal. And if it wasn't, to be honest with you, my wife, Rebecca, would probably kick my ass and tell me I have to stop.
Yep.
Um, and I would say, yes, ma'am.
Health
Sorry.
is wealth,
And
my
if
friend. Health is wealth,
health is
right?
wealth. And honestly, if my blood work was bad, John Jewett wouldn't put his name on it either.
That's actually so true because John does have a really good integrity behind like what he's actually doing.
Yep.
He's not trying to just
Yep.
drain people and let them go. He's actually trying to make them
No, he
better.
actually he preaches what he practices what he preaches, right? So
Hmm.
I can rest assured that I'm in very good hands. Especially I am using Merrick Health, and I do have a partnership with them, so that is a shameless plug. However, um, I truly believe that Merrick Health cares more about competitors
Hmm.
than anybody else, in the industry. For the simple fact that
Yes.
you get your blood work done, they will talk to you, and if it's bad, they're going to be like, "Hey, look, like we need to make adjustments to your prescription. We're not going to overly prescribe you X, Y, Z." Being monitored is the only way to safely do this. It's the safest way.
Yeah, and
There
I'm
are
not I'm
inherent
not a partner
risks.
with Merrick Health, but I use Merrick Health because I've used
Yeah,
other companies that are very similar in the past, and Merrick Health is by far the best because they have real doctors who talk to you along
yep,
with your wellness specialist instead of just the wellness
yep,
specialist kind of just talking. But they also, like you said, they don't just care about your performance goals, they actually care about all of your goals.
yeah, and your health as a whole.
Mhm.
So yeah, so health face ends this weekend, and then we'll see. So right now I'm still mid 240s. I'm just hanging out, as anybody can see on my Instagram, still super shredded. 6 weeks post. Just enjoying life. I mean, like I said, we are going to take about 18 months, which will be the longest off season I've had. I've competed at least once or twice every year. I haven't had any time off from my job, which is my job, since 2018. I
Wow.
haven't taken a break since 2018, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
But I've also not allowed myself to grow in years
Mhm.
because I knew
Yeah.
I had to get back down to 217, and I don't want to be 270 trying to lose a whole bunch of weight getting down to 217. So now that I don't have a weight cap, we'll see. But yeah, so
Yeah.
that brings us up to date with me. I think last time you were still living you weren't in North Carolina, right?
No, yeah.
So you hadn't moved yet. So obviously we have talked offline, but are you enjoying it as much as I know North Carolina is basically like home.
Yeah, so technically New York is home, but
Well,
it never,
like home.
right. Like, I lived in New York until I was like 23, 22. I don't know. I'm so old now, so I don't remember. But
Right.
when I moved to North Carolina, it just felt like home. Like, when you go somewhere and you're like, this is
Yep.
home.
This is
That's
it.
what North Carolina felt like. And then when we had to move to Florida, I was like, okay, I'm open to, I had no choice, but I'm open to like opening up my mind and seeing what other things, this country can bring me.
Right.
Florida sucks. Never moved to Florida. Florida just sucks. It never felt like home. Like, you ever be somewhere and it just doesn't feel right? That's kind of how Florida felt.
Yeah.
And I got into like a really dark place mentally, and it's not something that I shared a lot. And a lot of people, you might see what I put off online just because like I'm not trying to live in darkness. Yeah, but I'm also not trying to live in darkness. I'm trying to be more optimistic, right? So I came to North Carolina, and I remember we were driving here, and we went over the state line of North Carolina, and it just felt like this weight off my shoulders. It was like,
yep.
Fuck you, Florida, I'm gone. Like,
yep.
But yeah, so that
I love
was like,
that.
That was the craziest week of my life, because we moved on June 2nd, but on May 29th, I had surgery to remove a mass from my ovary. So
I remember that, yeah.
We
talked offline about that, right?
Yeah, I've never had surgery before. So I was like really fucking nervous. Luckily, my husband's had like so many surgeries. He was like, it's not a big deal. You're not going to remember any of it. It's going to be fine. So they went in expecting to just remove this mass, and that's it. They went in, and the mass was bigger than my ovary. It had more blood flow than my ovary. And my ovary was twisted on itself twice. Like, they showed me pictures. It literally looks like a balloon that was like knotted.
Oh, shit.
They were like, I have no idea how she was functioning, because that's ridiculously painful.
Because you're a badass bitch.
I was like, I don't know, man. I just like accepted the pain and we just live with it, right? I have never felt better in my entire life. I've had the best couple months after having that surgery, recovering from that surgery, moving to North Carolina, going out to First Form for a weekend, and then just being able to live day to day without feeling like I have a ticking time bomb inside my ovary. Yeah. I feel fucking great,
I'm sure performance is better too.
Oh yeah, I didn't. It's one of those things that I didn't realize how much it had an impact on my day to day until I got it removed. Like, my hormone profile, I'm sure is better. I'm gonna get some blood work done here soon to see. We wanted to give it a couple months, but I feel like I'm recovering way better because I just don't have this chronic inflammatory state in my ovary.
Yeah. And it's understandable, and it's like anything. Well, not like anything, but it's like anything where over time you don't realize the drag that it had on you until it's gone, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's literally how I feel.
Way better.
I'm like way less bloated. Like, I didn't even know I was bloated, but I guess having a baseball inside your ovary, you probably get bloated. I don't know.
Yeah, it tends to do that, right? So, and then you went to Crush It Coliseum this past weekend.
Yeah, I went to Crush It Fest, and I met Core Nutritionals, Unmatched. I met all the people.
The good people. I love them to death. Love Doug. Love Chris. Chris is probably one of the most genuine dudes I've met in my entire freaking life.
He's so nice, man. So nice. Yeah. And it's funny because, you might see him from a distance and be like, oh man, he's like intimidating looking.
He's like a little golden retriever. I am. Yeah. He's like punk rock, super tatted up. Like, this dude's going to be an asshole, and he's just the biggest teddy bear. He'll come up and give you the biggest hug of your life. And how's the family? Just probably one of the coolest dudes. Given his background, most humble dudes I've ever met, So obviously we all love Doug because Doug is just a clown. Yeah. But Scott, once again, super cool dude. Dave Reinecke, phenomenal formulator. Like,
oh my God.
He's one of the ones, like, I wish we had a list of those to watch out for, like up and coming, but he's been around for a while, but he is an underrated formulator.
I had him on my podcast. He does his job so well, and the passion that he has behind all the formulas that let's be real. Big
Yeah.
League Chew, home fucking
Oh
run.
my God, home run, home run. Outside of how cool the PR package we
Oh
got
yeah,
was,
that was the coolest
as
PR
soon as
package
I
I've ever
opened it, it's
received.
oh yeah, like I even said that in my video. I was like, Core and Crush It brand as a whole never misses when it comes to a PR package, but this is a next level. Like the Transformer one, super cool. This one, you open it up, you get a baseball. It's playing baseball music. Like it's got the Big League Chew bags in it. Like but all that is secondary to how good the formula is
Yes.
and how on brand the flavoring is. And I'll say this: pink lemonade is really hard to not make sour.
Mm-hmm.
They nailed it. It's not
Yeah.
like it doesn't like you know what I'm saying. It their pink lemonade is pink lemonade. Like it is really good. Obviously the grape is good. Obviously the sour apple is good.
I was surprised by how
You
good
know,
the original was because generally, like,
original. Yeah,
bubblegum stuff can really be turn me off, but it's
yeah,
refreshing. It's good. And they just, it's so iconic. Getting Big
yeah.
League Chew as a partner is unbelievable. And it just kind of goes to show that I feel like right now what's trending in the industry is collaborations and is tapping
Collaborations.
into nostalgia because
Yeah,
people more than ever they're craving that like feeling that they had in the early 2000s, 90s when they were growing up, eating cereal as a kid, having candy, chewing that Big
yep,
League Chew on the baseball field. It takes you back to those moments. We got Ghost, who's the king of collabs, who really set the trajectory for all of collabs.
yeah,
And even after the Mondelez breakup, when they lost
yeah,
so many collabs, they're still crushing it with Soda, A&W, 7 Up, Yoo-Hoo, and
yeah.
then they still have Sour Strips, and they're expanding the Sour Strips collaboration. Cinnabon, they're killing it. But now you see
Well,
other brands starting to really take hold of collaborations too.
I would say Ghost is the king of energy drink collaborations.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Jason is the king of flavors. And then I would say that Core Nutritionals as a whole and Doug Miller is, in my opinion, the king of just collabs in general. Because you
Mm-hmm.
got to think like Transformers, that has absolutely nothing to do with anything in the supplement industry. And you
Yeah.
pulled Hasbro, like, what?
That's actually
So
wild, and that was before my media time. But
yeah, yeah,
I was still aware of things, obviously. But
right,
it's
right, right,
interesting when you see a collab like that, where it's like, well, what kind of fucking flavors are we gonna do, right? And they
right.
actually crush it,
And
crush
they
it.
crushed it. The Bumblebee one.
Hmm.
It's I don't remember the name of the flavor, but it's the one with Bumblebee. Oh my god, that was so good. Then they had the cookies and cream one for Megatron.
Hmm.
Phenomenal, right? But yeah, like they're you would think like okay, like this is a little cheesy, and it could have been really cheesy and been a flop. But Protron, like, come on, that is super awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, that is,
they like I
and
said,
they're one of the most underrated brands on the market. Core.
yeah, I yeah, I agree with that. I do like the fact that while it's not the same, it has a lot of the same values, but unmatched core, America Labs, Myo Blocks is gone, obviously. But I do like to see the umbrella, right?
Yeah.
Because they put the same amount of passion into Unmatched and America Labs as they do into Core. They might be a different marketing audience,
Yeah, and
right?
that's the
Because
cool
not
thing, though.
everybody's going to like the America Labs with the F Joe Biden type stuff, and and the Trump and all that stuff. They might not like that, and that's their prerogative as a human. Totally okay. You don't have to buy it. But I do like the fact that they put the same amount of passion into something that's not going to be accepted by everybody that they do in the bigger name of Core or Unmatched. So
Hmm.
I do agree that they are way more underrated than they should be. But I do got to bring up flavoring again because once again flavoring is subjective, and this is a really good point. The new Gorilla Mind's new apple.
Yes,
You loved it.
I loved it.
I only like it when it's frozen.
Interesting. What don't you like about it?
Okay. So once again, everybody, I don't drink normal energy drinks like a normal person.
He's
I
not a
like
normal
to put
person.
mine. I'm not a normal person. I am an anomaly, but I do because I am home 90% of the day, except unless I'm at the gym. I can time wise, and I can afford to freeze it for a couple hours, chop it up, make it into ice for my drink or a slushy. So I don't. And this is my fault. I went into it expecting more of an apple crisp or a red delicious,
Yeah, it's definitely not.
and it's not that unless you freeze it and you're eating the ice. It does taste like biting into an apple. So I will still stand behind my Misfit Energy has the best apple flavored energy drink on the effing planet because them apples, it doesn't matter if I freeze it or just chug it out of the can.
That's
It is
definitely,
number one.
somebody asked me the other day, what's your favorite Misfit flavor? And them apples. I mean, them apples, I'm a Honeycrisp girl through and through. And that is what
Yeah.
them apples is. You know, most
It's
apple
exactly
energy
what I
drinks on
want.
the market are green apple, right? That's what the Gorilla
Yeah.
Mine is, a green apple dipped in that red
It
candy
is.
shell. And they
Yep.
nailed it for what it is. But
They
I
did. They
definitely
nailed
see
it.
where you're going here because we need more regular apple energy drinks on the market. We got Bloom's is really good, and then them
Yep.
apples.
I was about to say Bloom is going to be number two.
Yep.
And then obviously Misfit. Misfit's another underrated company that nails every single flavor, whether you like it or not. They nail every single
Oh, yeah.
flavor every single time, whether it's cotton candy or pina colada or the Blanco or the apples.
Have you tried
Even their
their
flavor
new
23.
ones? They came out with cheesecake one. So they have a strawberry banana cheesecake and then a strawberry orange cheesecake. They're good.
So
I got
good.
them delivered yesterday, so I have to put them in the fridge and review them. I'm excited.
They are upstairs. The orange cheesecake was the first one I tried when he sent me the case.
It's so interesting. You know, it's like a flavor I'd never think that I would see in an energy drink.
It was orangey. They nailed the orange, but don't think of it like a orange creamsicle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I went into it thinking it was going to be like an orange creamsicle because it exceeded my expectations. It doesn't taste like an orange creamsicle whatsoever, and that's a good thing. There's too many orange creamsicles on the market.
Yeah, and to be honest, most of them kind of suck.
Yeah.
They're okay. 3Ds is great. A-Bomb Energy is great. Ghost, I don't know. I love me some Ghost. Y'all know I am the Ghost girl.
It's not my favorite.
I don't like that orange cream. It is okay. My husband likes it. It is okay.
I'm not going to turn it down, but I'm not going to choose it over other flavors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I had to put that out there because everybody's ranting and raving about this new Gorilla Mind, and like I said, it is good. And I probably did it to myself because I went into it thinking it was going to be more of a red delicious than a green apple.
I see.
So while the flavor's there, it's exactly what it should be. But I was personally disappointed because I want that crisp, red delicious. You know what I'm saying? Like
I mean, 'tis the season, my friend. It is fall, and energy drinks. The fall energy drinks are just spewing out of the ass. Well,
curious.
It's it's August 13th, so technically it's not fall. It's 100 degrees outside.
It's close enough for me.
I heat catted on my run this morning because of how hot it is, basically. And we're in the season of fall because all the energy drinks be dropping. We got Alani Witch's Brew is back. Alani also came out with a vanilla elixir, which I need to try.
Yep.
And then they did drop a ruby apple, I believe it's called.
Ruby red.
So, yeah, ruby red.
I'm literally going to go this afternoon after I eat and do my post-meal walk. I'm going to drive my happy ass to 25 minutes to Target. And if they don't have it, I'm going to cause a scene. So honestly, I should probably check and make sure they have it for it.
I'm going to Vitamin Shop either today or tomorrow. Kind of depends on what time Stone gets home because we are still a one-car family. Hopefully that'll change in the next couple of weeks if the Army ever pays us. But
yeah.
You know how that goes. But I think it's really interesting because on this podcast, we've been talking about a lot of different brands, right? Now, one brand that I think, and I don't know if do you try or have you tried any of VMI's stuff?
Yeah, so I love Dre.
Love Dre's my man. Great
It's,
guy.
VMI nails it for the majority of the time, right? So once again, I was talking earlier about me not being a big Dubai chocolate fan. They nailed their Dubai chocolate protein. Now, I haven't worked with them in a while, so I don't have anything new to speak on. But I do assume that it is as good as what they say it's going to be. I love Dre. He nails the renderings, and when he
Oh,
says they are going to do something new and exciting, you can take it to the bank. It's
yep.
going to be new. It's going to be exciting. And honestly, VMI means vision meets the industry, and I
Mm-hmm.
do like the way that their vision legitimately meets the industry.
Mm-hmm.
It the name says it all.
Absolutely. No, I agree because like in a world where AI is taking over, it's really cool to see somebody still really, really working hard at innovation when it comes to just design, because it
Yeah,
stands out on the market, on the shelf, and that really is cool.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said,
Well,
it's they generally, you know, I I don't think I've ever been disappointed.
yeah. Yeah. Let me
You know,
ask you, have you tried A&W Ghost?
I'm not a big root beer fan.
Oh, I wasn't sure.
However, however, it is one of the better root beers on the
You're just
market.
waiting for that Dr. Pepper. I know you.
I am. But once again, Misfits Formula 23
Oh
is
my
so
God.
good. Now, Drink Cranium, which a lot of people have never really heard of because it's a smaller drink company brand,
They're good.
they do have their Dr. Yum that is pretty close. It's a little off the mark, but it's pretty pretty damn close. And there's some other ones. Dr. Bum obviously it's good. It's not my
Formula
favorite
21,
bum,
Formula
but Formula
23,
23
best.
is the only way you could get closer to a Dr. Pepper is be owned by Keurig Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. So we'll see if Ghost can beat them.
So
But
we'll
like right
see.
now,
We'll see.
like I took a sip of the Formula 23 when I reviewed it, and I was actually blown away. Like
Yeah,
I could not believe how accurate it was because, like you said, I've had many Dr. Pepper variety energy drinks in the past, and they're good, but they
yeah,
miss something, But Formula
yeah.
23 is like, shit,
It's
this is
it's
Dr.
it's
Pepper.
literally all 23 flavors. Doctor signed off on it himself. You know what I'm saying? So, the only way I think you could get closer to a Dr. Pepper without it actually being a Dr. Pepper is to have that Keurig Dr. Pepper license in your back pocket.
Hmm.
Because let's be realistic, if anybody else was to try and reformulate Seven Up, it would be this far off.
Yep, just a touch. It's like
Just
I see
enough
where they were
to.
going here, but it's not
Yep.
exactly that. Have you
And that
tried the
is the
Yoo-Hoo?
benefit.
Yoo-Hoo?
Yeah, I tried it at the Arnold.
Oh yeah, you did. You were one of us who had like the
Yeah.
mystery cans, right?
The mystery cans, the plain can that they were like, don't say what this is, but this is this.
Yeah. Did you not feel like a badass carrying that around? Because I totally did.
Oh, I carried that shit around like this is my
I was like, people
trophy.
don't even know what I got.
Yeah, like you don't even know how good this is, and I had already drunk it. Like literally, if you, I don't have any obviously because I wasn't. I missed the buy
Yeah.
on the app, right? So
I was like
mine's not
ready.
here yet. I know, right? I was actually taking a nap, but that whatever. But yeah. So as soon as mine gets here, I will be definitely doing a review. However, um, you're not going to get closer to a Yoo-Hoo than that.
No.
Honestly, I would choose that over a Yoo-Hoo any day of the week,
I feel like
and
it's an
I
elevated
cannot wait.
Yoo-Hoo.
I can't wait to make it creamy with it.
I bet it's gonna smack as a creamy. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Speaking of Arnold, are you going to the Olympia?
Yep. I got my media passes last night.
Wonderful. I emailed them to try to get a media pass because I forgot and it's past the
Oops.
deadline, so I don't know if I'm going to get
Yeah.
a media pass, but we'll see.
Well, if not, I mean, still go.
Oh yeah, I'm totally going. Price Plow
Yeah.
is I'm going for Price Plow is the
Did they did Cody maybe put you in for one?
I don't think so because it's like a
No.
last minute thing. So,
Mm.
again, I emailed Brittany. I don't know Brittany, but I emailed her. So
Yeah.
maybe she'll email me back.
She's
We shall
super
see.
super sweet, super nice. I had messaged her, when I put in the application, earlier in the year. I had just left Fitness Informant, so I was on my own.
Hmm.
And then she was like, "Yeah, I'll get back to you. We'll see how your growth goes over the year," which has been phenomenal. People like education, right? So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, and then once I got my Arnold press passes, I sent her, a screenshot. Hey, look, I got my Arnold press passes, blah, blah, blah. This is how my Arnold stuff did, whatever. And then she emailed me back. She was like, "Yep, we'll let you know as soon as it comes out." And then, I got my email last night. "Congratulations. Here's your press passes. This is where you pick them up."
Epic.
So I'm
Yeah, I'll be
excited.
there. I'll be there. I'll be there
Yeah.
by myself too. So,
Oh, Stone's not going to go
no, he has to leave on the
on a
27th, I
specific
think.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has like a 6-week fucking trip somewhere. And I'm like, I thought we were done with trips. What happened to that? But,
Yeah, right.
military.
And what he does, no. There's
Yeah, I know. He always is like,
not
this
not
is the
until you're
last
out.
time. This is the last time I'm leaving. I'm like, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
sure.
sure, sure. Well,
Whatever.
let us know. We'll go grab dinner. Obviously, Rebecca will be there.
Hell yeah. No, I'm pumped
But we'll
because I've
go.
never been to the Olympia. I've never been to Vegas, and the Arnold like lit me up, so I'm just excited to be back in that
Yeah.
environment.
So Arnold is better for the vendors.
For sure.
You're still gonna have a blast at the Olympia. If you get a chance to go to watch the show at night, go watch the night show. We're actually not gonna go watch the night show this year. Um, because I do know people that are competing and they're only going to be on stage for X amount of time. So when they come off stage, I'm going to go hang out with them after they come off stage instead of paying a buttload of money
Oh yeah.
because the press passes don't cover the night shows.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna, and if I do it, we're gonna get the silver VIP, and I really don't want to pay thousands of dollars to sit there for 30 minutes and then leave.
Yeah, no.
Um, no, to round this out before we end it up, my son is in boot camp.
Yeah, I saw that.
He
That's
left.
exciting.
This is the beginning of week 3. He'll supposed to call us this weekend, so excited for that. We have letters that are supposed to show up today that he wrote us, back. So we're excited for that. But anyways, yeah. So we're at the Olympia Wednesday. I think. I think we get in Wednesday afternoon or maybe Thursday early morning to Sunday. And then we're here Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday we drive to Chicago because he graduates on Thursday.
That's super cool.
So we're and then yeah, so we're 25 days away from leaving for Greece because we go to Greece in a couple. We like to travel, right?
Oh
So,
yeah. I love it too
yeah,
because you
so
got to take advantage of the life while you got it.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, we'll be in Greece for 8 or 10 days, whatever it is, with travel time, whatever. But then we get back from Greece, and then we have the Olympia. Then he graduates, and then we have something else. And then on my 40th birthday in December, we have another cruise uh, to like Puerto Rico and the Bahamas and a couple other places. And then in March, I'm taking her to Hawaii for her 40th. So
That's super
we got a
cool.
lot of
Awesome.
shit coming up. So we're
A
going to
lot
be
of shit,
busy.
but
So.
the cool thing is, man, the social media growth. I love to see it.
Yeah, thank you. I noticed, and this isn't negative towards anybody. When I did things my way,
Hmm.
it really started to take off because I wasn't held back by somebody else's vision. Which, look, I love Ryan to death. I would literally take a fucking bullet for him, but it's his company. He wants to
Yeah.
run it a certain way. I'm not going to stop him because it's not my company. Fitness Informant has been around for a long time. He built that from scratch and he worked his ass off to get it where it is, and he deserves every bit of it. So it was a mutual decision. Hey, look, I like the really nerdy uh, educational side of it, and I'm going to post when I want to post, and I'm going to do what I want to do. So I love you, but good luck, and I'm going to branch out on my own. And when I did, I noticed that, and honestly, it probably could have been a combination of that and the AI videos really taking, a leap forward in the technology.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
you're probably the best at AI videos in the space
yeah.
because every time I see a post from you, I'm like blown away by it.
Well, I think what's really driven the viewers and the use or the content up the engagement, that's what I was looking for, is the fact that I start off with 3 to 4 seconds of an
Mm-hmm.
AI video, and then I have my nerdy piece, and
Mm-hmm.
you have to watch till the end to see the rest of the AI video, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I split it in the middle. And once I started doing that, I really started noticing that the views just were blown out of the water. And me and my wife are sitting here like, what the fuck? Like, so, and I do know that, like, if you go into the search and you push like AI, it'll
Mm.
bring up, anything that's tagged as like an AI video. So that's helping me as well. But even if you only watch those first few seconds, 3 to 5 seconds of the AI video, it still counts it as a view.
Mm-hmm.
So even if somebody just wants to watch the first couple seconds, then, oh, this dude's ugly, and scrolls on, that's fine. Thanks for the view. High five, like it, and let's keep going. But no, in all seriousness, I do attribute a lot of the viewer usage to the AI stuff, because it's eye catching,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
definitely.
it's, with I do have a degree in graphic design, so that helps as well. I would have never thought I would be using that. That's not why I got it. I got it because the GI Bill was, here's a bunch of money to go to school again, get another degree. So I'm like, all right, cool. But yeah, but not just my growth, like yours has been, you know, outstanding. You went from when we first started talking respectfully, just another reviewer, to, hey, this chick's like the queen bee of like the media.
Yeah, my
You
goal is
know,
to be undeniably the best, and I'm trying to not just be a
well,
reviewer. I want
it's
to be bigger than that. I want to change the
yeah.
industry.
Well, and that's my goal as well too, especially
Yeah.
with and that's what, I was really digging my heels on, is the educational standpoint, because the
Same.
average person goes and picks up a pre-workout and they know two, maybe three ingredients:
Mm-hmm.
caffeine, beta alanine, maybe citrulline, maybe.
Yeah.
That's it. 90% of these people, even if you're going with the citicoline or the estrogen, you don't know what that shit does.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they
And
see
those are
like the
the
little R next
basics.
to, and they're like, "Oh, that should be good because it's registered or
Yeah,
trademarked." But yeah, no, people just they'll see like Sour Patch Kids, cool, awesome. I'll just get it because it sounds tasty
yeah.
instead of like, well,
But
hold on,
why?
does this even match what your goals are? Because pre-workouts are so
Exactly.
dependent on like
Oh
goals, time of
God,
day
yeah.
that you train, all of these different things.
It's a good reason you brought that up, because we'll take me for example. I like to sweat.
Yeah.
So if I you know push days, I generally tend to not use like a stimulant style pre workout, just because it's a chest day. I don't really care. But back, pull days and leg days, I do like to use some form of stimulants, whether it's low or high, it doesn't matter. But once again, you're picking a pre workout for your goals. So if you're me personally, we'll talk about sweating in the gym. I want to see some grains of paradise, or some capsule burn, or capsiatra, or I mean calorie burn, or capsiatra, or pro GBB, or fit GBB,
Mm-hmm.
whichever they end up going with, because I personally know those are going to make me sweat. But on the flip side of that, if somebody grabs a pre workout that has 60 grams of GBB in it, 3 hours later they don't know why they're sitting in their cubicle at work, drenched in sweat. Well, maybe you should have been a little bit more educated on what pre workout you picked up, just because it has a cool ass label. And that
Facts.
is my goal of, and that's why I've completely restructured. If you scroll back probably a year, you can see when I made the transition into being by myself. But I really started putting, the product up first, so you know what you're clicking on. Then I go into it, and whatever. But we'll take the Sour Patch Kids. If I did one for Sour Patch Kids, and you go, okay, this is the one I want to buy. I click on it. Oh, okay. Well, I don't want that pre workout because it has XYZ in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do want this pre workout because it has XYZ. Or this is, 450 milligrams of caffeine. It's probably not a good daily driver.
Yeah.
But product B has 300 milligrams of caffeine. I can use that as a daily driver. In my opinion, anything over 400 really shouldn't be considered a daily driver.
Yeah, definitely not. I don't care who the
For
fuck you are.
that, yeah, for the average person, really 300 and below.
Mm-hmm.
We take well, you don't really, but I do. admittedly take probably more caffeine than I probably should. And
Don't
in
we all some
reality,
days?
I'm still less than a gram a day, so
Yeah.
it's not like it's an incredible amount. However, um, 250 milligrams of caffeine in a pre-workout just isn't gonna do anything for me. But once again, it goes back to everybody's a little bit different. You need to be informed on what you're taking because once again, you're going to grab that pre-workout that has 60 milligrams of GBV in it, and you're going to be sitting at your desk 14 hours later. Like, why can I not stop sweating? But so yeah, it's goes back to what we were talking about before. There's enough meat on the bone for all of us to eat. You know,
And that's
so
why I really get along with you and we vibe really well because we're both very
yeah,
education heavy. Like we
yep,
entertain and we focus on the product and on, keeping the viewer engaged, but we want them to understand what they're getting into,
yeah,
because a lot of
yep,
people don't. They're just like, "Oh, tasty." And I'm like, "Cool." Like I've had people comment on energy drink reviews and being like, "It took her like 10 minutes to get to sipping it." And I was like, "Yeah, cuz I was talking about the fucking drink so that you know what you're drinking."
yeah,
Like I'm not for
yeah,
everyone and that's okay.
yeah. That's fine. You can keep scrolling. I don't need
Yeah.
you.
I don't need you, sir. Get
This
out of
page.
here.
If you're not here to get educated or entertained, and you're just here to complain,
Yeah. Which there are people who I swear were put on
oh
this
yeah,
earth to complain.
oh there's tons of them. We've seen them. I get them all the time. I used to clap back at them. Now I just delete the
Yeah.
comment and move on because
Yeah.
I don't have time in my day. Even getting up before 3 o'clock every morning, I still don't have time in my day
I feel that, man.
to
And
waste
the reality
energy
is
on them
nobody wins a
people.
social media argument. Nobody.
Oh God, no. Even if you're right, you're still not going to win.
Yeah. Like I'll maybe clap back at them once to just educate. And then if they come back again, I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, thumbs up.
Next.
That's what that thumbs up emoji
Now,
is
if
for.
I'm feeling petty and I see somebody being an asshole on somebody's page, and I've
Oh,
done it in
yeah.
years, but like I might say one thing and then move on. But like me and my wife had one of our videos go viral. I was on the beach and I flexed or something, and it was just of her being like, I don't remember what to say. It was something to her like, showing appreciation because I'm not some skinny,
Yeah.
not that I'm threatening, but at
But you're
250
not a soy
pounds.
boy by any means.
Right, right. So it's something like that. And there were like 5 or 6 MMA dudes who were like, I bet he can't fight.
Bet he
Okay, you
could.
have no idea about my background whatsoever. I dare you. Just because my ears aren't cauliflowered doesn't mean shit. It just means I don't get punched in the fucking head a million times. But
Yeah.
the point being is like I was feeling petty a couple times and I clapped back at him. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, I should go delete all my comments because now I feel like stupid.
Yeah.
If I was somebody reading that, I'd be like, really, dude?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like I just go on social media, I fucking be me. I try to educate, I try to inform, I try to help somebody become better. And if they don't want to take that, then it's not for them, and that's okay. They can move on to the other reviewers. That's what it's all about, my friend. That's what it's all about. But I love this episode. As always, I love talking to you, man. So we'll definitely make sure we link up at the Olympia and get some good content. Guess we'll just see. But, everybody listening, we appreciate you. We'll put all the links in the bio for following and such. And go out and do one thing that's going to take you one step closer to where you want to be.